Hey folks, it's ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is Atomic Daffodil. It is Type 5 heavy. This is a tier 10 game on Malinovka. And yeah, so we have him platooned up with just killed ya 360 in his Type 5. These two have well, this Atomic has a nice camo. Just has some sort of Christmas wrapping that he's strapped to his tank for some reason. And then of course we have Death Pre-11 in his T-57 heavy. So these are the tier 10 Japanese heavy tanks. And just quickly, if you want to kill one, 280, 270, 270. You can pen this with 240, maybe. Or you just fire gold into it and be perfectly fine. This driver's hatch will come down all the way to 250 millimeters, and that is the weakest spot on the tank. And I'm actually including the 240 on the cupola net because the cupola is round. If you don't hit it exactly flush, it gets up to 300 pretty quickly. You might as well just shoot the driver's hatch, which will always be 500 or 250. Otherwise, if it's side scraping, put the shot through this cheek here, which will always be flat to you if it's side scraping, and you'll make it look silly. Go with some gold though. Really, that's the only real way to kill a Type 5 heavy, or get around the side and then just murder it. Though, do note, if you get around the side of it, shoot in the upper section of the side or the side of its turret. The side of its turret is basically butter, and this belt here is what you want to be shooting at. If you shoot any lower than that, this is all spaced armor. You're going to have to go through 50 millimeters of spaced armor, 50 millimeters of track armor, and then something like 180 millimeters of tank. It's not worth it. Don't do it. So these guys are pushing down the south in Type 5 heavies. This is something you normally do in a lot faster of a tank. Something like an IS-7. One of the Chinese heavies could do this. The Japanese heavies are going to have a hard time because they're going to get tore up getting across here. Unless the other team doesn't shoot at them at all. Now, for some reason, our Roomba is trying to get himself killed and trying to kill us, and I don't really understand it, but that's okay. Notice that our T-57 platoon mate is actually using it as its cover, which is a great idea on his part. Now, the only thing I don't like about these guys doing as they cross is I wish their guns were pointed up here, because that way incoming fire would hit the front of their turrets instead of the side. But just nobody's shooting at them, which is the stupidest move the enemy team could do. And well, it's just unfortunate for the enemy team because it's going to put these guys in a great position to just decimate their team without needing to stop, really. And so these guys are all firing premium HE by the looks of it. Yep, premium HE. And so they don't need to pen, they don't really need to connect with anything real, they can just fire away until things die. As long as they connect with the target, and preferably on a not so armored surface, but if they can pump these shots into tracks and just do massive damage. Though if they hit a Roomba, that would have been a dead Roomba. that would have gone pop in a really satisfying kind of way. Now, while he's taking damage and reloading and stuff, I do need to say, if you think this deserves an MVP, then do hit the like button. And if you think that... hit the Roomba. No, not quite able to hit the Roomba. If you think I deserve more subscribers, then please do share this. And in all things, thank the Patrons, for they really do make things like this possible, and the giveaways I can do from this awesome channel. Ooh, M3 Lee, or yeah, M3 Lee. I was thinking about the M103, and then he scoped in on the T32, and for some reason my brain just fell out the window and died. Panther, I don't know what this Panther is thinking he's going to do, but bad things are going to happen to this poor Panther. Yep, there we go. Bad things happening to this poor Panther, as we're still stuck out in the open, just getting HE'd to death. And again, his turret is pointing the wrong way. If his turret was out here, he'd be bouncing some. That rev shot probably would have bounced off him. But unfortunately, he's thinking about driving this way, and so his turret is pointing this way, and it's an unfortunate mistake. It's cost him a bunch of health. Now this IS-7 doesn't need. See, they don't need to pen. They're just going to HE this poor IS-7 to death, which really is unfortunate. Being an IS-7, something where you're hull down. You're one of the strongest tanks in the game, hull down, and yet this thing just has to hit you in order to damage you. It doesn't even have to aim really. Good lord, that T-54 getting tracked in the open, and so badly tracked, by the way. Most of our team is behind us in a semicircle, so anything we track, anything we damage, is going to end up just being a sitting duck for the rest of our team to absolutely decimate. As he goes ahead and puts a great shot into that poor IS-7. You can see them aiming for this section over here. This isn't a weak spot. Don't shoot it. It's not a weak spot. This is the weak spot. This also is a weak spot at this angle. Gotta take out one of those two IS-7s. They gotta focus fire a little bit more. If they take out one of the IS-7s, then the incoming fire on them will be cut in half, right? And that's really what you want, because these guys are gonna die eventually. And there we go. The less time before that happens, or the more time before that happens, the better. Good lord. Me and my brain need to get on the same page. That page needs to be the winning page, right? So you can see him. He advances a little bit before he finishes the reload, so that when he's reloaded, he's in position to stop and fire. As IS-7 kind of, did away with that by jumping the gun, but that's really not bad. I don't know if he pushed out here a little bit early. I feel like he pushed out a little bit before he should have. I think that IS-7 needs to get taken care of before they pushed out. Unfortunately, they lose the other Type 5, and now we're in a bad spot because there's an M103 effectively behind us. And so he's going to go ahead and track the M103. Nope, never mind, he's just going to kill it. Because HE to the back of an M103 is a great way to destroy it. Good lord. And so now the rest of this battle is just going to be cleanup of these two guys. I still think they should try to take out this IS-7 before they pushed. But either way, we capped this out, and this is a done game. Good job. Well played. And just horribly played by the enemy. Except for those IS-7s. Those IS-7s played well. The second class Master Badge, Spotter, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire Perfect, but unfortunately, no epic medals, which is a little weird when you see what he did in this game. So almost 5,000 damage done. And props to the rest of this crew. If these guys hadn't been just determined to push across there, this game would never have happened the way it did. And just well done to the whole platoon. 13 shots fired. Everything that connected did damage. And he's got one splash damage hit. So at some point he missed or hit somebody else and then splashed another target. That we may not have seen that actually. 7,000 damage blocked by his armor. And if he'd been angling his turret a little bit better, this number would be a lot higher, which actually would mean this number is a lot higher. But overall, this was a great game. It's not every day that you see like 6-minute Type 5 heavy games. Normally, this thing takes 6 minutes just to get to its position. Never mind having the game all done and ready by that point in time, and having done 5k actual damage and 5k assistance, which brings me to one interesting question, because this was at 400 or 4,800 or something like that when he died. So he got 300 spine damage after he died, apparently, or something like that. That's very interesting. Can somebody go check the tape and make sure I am in fact correct? Because It's a little weird, but cool, right? I quite enjoy that. And he was running a premium account, so he made 70,000 credits off of all this madness. Of course, it does help that he was running some premium reserves, but still, this is definitely a tank I do want to get my hands on, and I will be getting my hands on soon. Well, soonish. I'm grinding for it right now. I'm about halfway through the grind, and so yeah, this was a great game. Thank you so much, Atomic Daffodil, for saying this in. And again, if you guys think that this deserves the MVP, then please hit that like button. If you think I deserve more subscribers, then please do share this. And in all things, thank the patrons, for they are awesome and they make a lot of this possible. And I will see you guys next time. This ioEther out.